Greetings, mortals, and welcome back.
We're just a little bit late. Just a little late this morning. No biggie boo. We can do a little bit of that. We can go over to the Discord. Hey, live forever never. We're 20 minutes late. 19 and a half minutes late. Some number of minutes late. Perfectly optimized. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. Alright. I have put the link in the place that it needs to be. We can... I need to check to see if there is a patch, which is under the update section. And... on this. Excuse me. Do we have a... No, we don't have anything posted to this. So, we are solid. We're ready to go. So, today... That's probably true. I can't keep track of how much damage I'm doing from moment to moment. I felt like I was doing more damage than I would have expected. But it makes sense, considering that I never got to that 1500 again after I got weakened. I kind of realized at some point while I was doing that I was probably getting affected by the weakness. I just never vocalized it because I was distracted by other stuff I was doing. So today we are going to be picking up. Did we pick up the food already? We did. So we picked up the food so that we don't get weakened when we cross the border. We're going to cross the border over here, and we're going to go to Might Magic 7. And I don't know what I'm going to do about the thing. I would love to do something to eliminate the number of... I would like for all the guards to survive, but I don't know if it's possible to get all those guards to survive. Are any of them in the fireball? I think some of them are in the fireball. Going to Jadame? No. Flip a coin. Flip a coin to determine what? I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. I was simply rambling. We didn't loot this, which is kind of funny, considering this is just free loot right next to the chest, right next to the thing. But I guess it was because we were making a immediate dive. We've got 24% completion here, and let's get ourselves. Can we? Is there a quest or anything that we can do that'll give us EXP? I think I'd like to avoid the central area for now. You know, that's fair. Why would we need a reason to do anything? Okay, so we were coming here in order to get about half a level, right? Let's see here. What do we want? Ooh, shit. Do we think we can get that much, actually? I'm now realizing that I don't know whether we're going to get half a level here from the goblins. We might. We'll find out. Okay, we can switch goblins down. Yeah. You know, things are going a little faster here. Oh, I didn't move my loot over. Okay, we're not taking too much damage from the lowest tier. So that's good. Top tier might be able to insta-gib, might not be able to. These are pretty low level compared to me. We've now gotten... Generally speaking, when you're doing this kind of thing, where you're equalizing the bolster, the enemies should be, for most of the game, scaling at about 2/3 the rate that you are. Because they scale with each level that you get in the places that aren't where they are, right? Excuse me. Sorry. Since they scale with every place that isn't where they are, about 2/3 of the levels that you obtain overall are going to be pumping their level. So every time that you're in a place, you are strengthening yourself relative to that location. Let's see. And that's really the only time that you're strengthening yourself relative to a location. So... Though it does depend, obviously. Loot and things like that make a big difference. So the as you gain levels and loot, I do think that you kind of will tend toward outscaling by more than that, just by in terms of power, just by virtue of the fact that you are basically unlocking new synergies, you're unlocking new abilities and things like that that have a big impact. The fireball that we got access to, as an example, massively made the the dungeon we just did easier than it would have been with simply larger numbers on single target abilities. We actually started with Toxic Cloud, but like if we didn't have Toxic Cloud, getting far enough in the game to unlock like Dark Magic would give us a really big boon off the back of that. We're probably going to die here. There's not a lot of space for me to play with that doesn't involve like jumping off of a cliff into a place that I don't want to be. I'm not gonna lie though, they are going pretty slow. We might actually have this. Probably not. Unless they start going down all at once, which they might. We fell. That's a bad thing because it means that they're gonna fall on top of me without slowing down. So there's oh god, that's a boss. I didn't realize that I pulled a boss there. This is it. So this is why I didn't want to be here, you see. So you see, the thing about this. Swapping to Fireball.
Ready to use.
Oh boy. Oh, we got pulled. We got pulled straight on in there. Okay. So, mistakes were made. We pulled way too many there. It was fun. I actually got way further along there than I expected to. Imagine if we had Meteor Swarm. If we had Meteor Swarm, we probably could have made that work. We just didn't have the damage. We also could have probably made it work if we had more of the map unlocked to play with. Okay, we can do it again. Let me see. Where are we going to go? The issue with trying to get that done is that anywhere that we're going to go is going to involve dragging them toward the guards, and that'll interfere with the play. So... because they'll just go after the guards. We won't be able to keep kiting them. So, We could let them just murder the guards, in theory. We are spellcasters after all. We know that spellcasters are all assholes. Where would I pull them to? I'm basically thinking about, like, where would be a long path to drag, like, an entire swarm of enemies. And you know what we could do if we wanted? Let's do it, because that was fun, and I would like to do it again. We're going to actually drag all of these enemies here, if we can. I don't think this is going to work. Charging straight into the middle of them. Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. We're surprisingly durable. It's made a big difference, actually, to... Yeah, we don't have jump, which is an issue for us. Damn. Okay. We can do this. We can make this work. I forgot about jump. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. We are going to have you jump us over the heads of enemies around this point. This will prevent any of them from getting into melee range and blocking me, but it won't stop all of them from hitting me in melee range. So, the next thing that we want to do is we're going to get to... Whoa, that approached me closer than I hoped for. Whoa. Okay, we need to jump up. Fuck, we were moving forward. I was not holding forward after I cast the button, but I was holding it before I went into the cast window. And I wasn't expecting that would cause a problem. I don't know why it did, actually. I'm kind of surprised, but yeah. We didn't get the jump off, but that's okay. We can try to get a jump off here. We're gonna jump. We failed the jump. That was also too steep a slope to just jump on. I think we can make this work. You know, we're gonna break a couple of pseudo rules here, but that's okay. Yeah, we definitely should have just jumped over them. Let's see here. This is not the angle to come from to maximize our odds of success here, by the way. Okay. Okay. And getting in here is not going to help me, actually, because there's a whole enemy in there. Can we make something happen there, though? We need to be... One thing that I could try to do... Let's see. And imagine the idea of maximizing our odds of success. That'd be truly revolting behavior. We're going to try to just jump up here, and we're going to go to the thing if we can get there. I don't think we can. I think we'll die first. That didn't take that long, actually. Okay. Okay. So, we can limit them to ranged attacks from here, but there are two bosses on us. I don't think that this is going to work. Yes, there's a shadow boss here. And I now know what the shadow bosses do. We figured that out last stream. I will leave it as a... Let's see. Do we have somewhere else we could drag them that I think would be serviceable for this? No, one second, I need to blow my nose. My nose is simultaneously itchy. Okay. I chickened out. I did not blow my nose because I forgot to mute the mic, so I just wiped my nose. Okay. Do I have an angle that I can use? Why are you attacking me right now? That was a 669 damage crit. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Let's see. I don't know.
We don't need it. It's probably no room.
I guess I should probably just swap to a new inventory. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do that, and then we'll worry about the loot once we have looted everything. I think that that's kind of an enjoyable way to do things, personally. I think it cuts down on the amount of time that I spend like fully just staring at my inventory. Okay, this is the only one here. We did not succeed in that. If this hits me in melee, I'm in deep shit, so it's a good thing that missed. Whew, okay. So we've got the puller down. Oops. I wasn't intending to pull this back.
We got. Who wants some?
Alright, we have the puller down. I'm going to save this. And we're going to run this way. And just pull a bunch of them and see what we can do with them. They're fairly slow. They have ranged attacks that are unlikely to kill me. So, yeah, this is a good way to handle this. It's certainly not the most efficient way we could be doing things, but it should be more interesting than just slowly whittling things down. Where the hell's the body? There's a body here. There it is. We got it. We got it. And next is okay, that guard is over there doing guard things. Mainly dying. You know, maybe I should. I don't know how much HP that guard has. We could probably save these guards. Should probably not just stand still while I've got two Goblin Kings on me. That might be a bad idea. Okay. But yeah, because we don't have to actually approach all the way to melee in order to deal damage to these, we might be able to blow them up. We've activated those as well. Oh, Jesus, hello! So, the thing that's different about Shadow Goblin Lords is something that should be visible on your screen right now. It's no longer visible, it's visible again. No. It's dead, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, we got a two-handed sword and a two-handed axe there. Two-handed axe is gonna be super useful. What am I doing? We're not wanting to look at things. We want to. Right, we're gonna get a bunch of experience for a thing. All right. Okay, unfortunately we did lose that guard. We lost both of these guards. I'm not that concerned about it. I'm not miffed. The caster run is kind of like a vacation, you know? It's not, though. I should probably try to save that guy. Give me a second. Give me a second. How low are these guys already? Because I've already... Did this guy already die? This guy died all the way over here. Okay. This guy's alive. We could try to keep him alive. But that would involve, like, zoning. Which I don't really want to do right now. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I should be, but I'm feeling lazy. The caster run is like the height of laziness for me. What's the thing from Bloodborne? It breeds, God, what's the word? The shield description in Bloodborne. Give me a second, I'm gonna Google this. Shield description. Passivity. The caster run engenders passivity. That's what it is. It's like, Passivity is not really the correct term to describe the phenomenon that's happening right now, but that's not the point. We don't need to worry about it. We are going to move over here and go for enemies that we're not going to be putting the guards at risk by virtue of aggroing. I think that will be a bit of a middle ground for us right now. We should be able to probably just plow into this space here without too much issue, I think. And we might actually get enough EXP before we... get this stuff done. We'll have to see. Okay. Okay, we've got several on us here. No major issues. Okay, except for the fact that they're all out of line of sight right now. You know, that is a bit of an issue, but... Other than that, incredibly minor issue that they're going to be running at me at full speed and there's nothing I can do to stop them. Other than that, it's all good. We can train at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's a little bit after 5, so we could train right now if we want. The only reason that we have this many levels accumulated is that we left for the Dragoon Stronghold in the middle of the night. And then when we got out of the Dragoon Stronghold, it was still the middle of the night. Or rather, it was the middle of the night again. So, we got another Shadow Goblin. Yeah, exactly. Other than that, how was the show? God, that's kind of like the like... whatchamacallit, the like statement for our era, right? Outside of all of the things that are happening, how's it going? Outside of how terrible it all is, how's it going? Okay. So, we should be able to clear through these packs pretty fast. Once we've cleared through these packs, we will hopefully have accumulated a decent amount of EXP toward our goal. I do think that we're probably going to have to actually finish the zone, unfortunately. Okay, we got a few decent pieces there. It's an ambush. Oh no. It's an extremely slow-moving ambush. You know, maybe I shouldn't have gone that way. Yeah, just a thought. Maybe maybe I should have gone the correct direction. You know, like one does. All right. Whoops. Okie dokie. So we're going to clear the rest of these out before we go upstairs. Was there another boss here? But it is interesting. The periods where things get easier are going to be incredibly easy. This is like a relatively easy section to do on melees as well, I think. But like on spellcasters, it's just going to go like that because we just don't have to worry about most of the stuff that we'd have to worry about on melees. I'm just going to... Oh, right. Yeah, I can also do that. There we go. We are getting up there. Where's the chest? Wait, is there not a chest up here? Wait. I believe they still earn EXP toward it, yes. Basically, the spell acquisition for once I got like mastery and or once I got to expertise was extremely fast. It wasn't instantaneous, but I kind of got the impression that it was like just waiting for me to cast a spell. I thought that there was a chest up there. Am I blind or am I just misremembering? I assume I'm misremembering. You know, I am getting up there in age. Rude. Ooh. Let's just jump up. Wow, there's nobody over here now. Alright. I mean, it turns out that if you kill everybody, there's nobody over here, but, like, I just didn't realize that I had done that much already. Okay, we have a little bit more to go, by which I mean we need about 10 times what we got since a random point in the past when we were at about 0.18. Let's see, can we get you? We're looking to activate these. We're looking to activate the ones that are close to us without getting them all the way to without activating the area immediately surrounding the guards. The issue with doing that, there we go, we're fine. The issue with doing that is the fact that we're on a hill, so we don't have line of sight the whole way that we would like to have. but that's okay. But yeah, I do think in order to retain my sanity, I am probably going to need to switch back and forth between the caster run and the melee run. I feel way too relaxed on the caster run, and it's like at the expense of like even doing I should have been paying closer attention and been like more attentive to the life of that poor guard group over there. Like under normal circumstances, I would be paying closer attention to that. But because I'm like in an inattentive mind state, right? I'm just not very attentive in general. I was like, by the time I had reached the point where I could do anything about it, it would have been more of a pain in the ass than I was willing to do. It's like there's a very different what should we call it? There's a very, very different feel to the caster run that lends itself toward very casual play. And sometimes it's still really hard, right? Sometimes it's still hard, but like the Dragoon Stronghold area was still difficult. But not, it's not. It's a difficult in a different way. I sleep well forever and ever. Okay. So we'll see. Save this. So the hope here is that we can burn through some of these before they even get a chance to go after the guard. And we have gone to a bad location here. This isn't how we should have approached this. Because we've now got them on both. Okay, we need to clear that group before we're going to make an attempt at this. I'm going to make a token effort to save these guards over here. We're going to reload. I got too close to the goblin pack and it started walking toward the guard. We don't want any progress toward the guard as we are setting up here. So we're going to get up here. I don't know that I've ever actually jumped up on this roof. Oh, turns out I can't jump on the roof. Okay. So we pop over here. And we're going to go to the north side of this and start clearing from the north. And then once we've started clearing from the north, we should be able to make some decent progress. I guess we should probably train before the time passes to... we have time. How much EXP do we have? We have about 3,000 EXP to level. I'm going to keep going for now. I don't know that I'm going to get 3 grand before 5 o'clock, but I'm going to make an effort to. Okay, that one died already to the explosions. Okay, we're going to grab the items over here. I should maybe put a post in my Discord doing a poll on the relative proportion of melee to ranged run people want. Because I could maybe just switch, like, I could maybe do, like, a melee day or a ranged day. And basically do it, like, once a week, or I could do it, like, 3 and 2. I'm not sure. It is also possible that I should kind of just, like, focus on getting the caster run completed.
Nice shot.
I think that getting the caster run completed would be kind of a nice thing to do. It would just be kind of like... it can be a bit plodding at times for me, even though I'm not... even though it's obviously taking longer... Or, sorry, it's taking less time than it does on the melee run. It feels more plodding because, like, I'm so much less engaged with what I'm doing. There are some really cool moments, but I do think that things will accelerate rapidly as I start getting more consistent access to tools. Like, I think that once I start getting like room sweeping abilities, I think things are going to get really nuts. Like, if I have access to Soul Drinker, like, it's kind of hard for the gameplay to be plotting when I'm using Soul Drinker, you know what I mean? Like, Soul Drinker, Inferno, Prismatic Light, I have a lot of room clearing abilities. Oh, I can hit you from here? Oh, wow. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we cleared that. Yeah, we can clear our way into here. And then... oh, shit. Okay, so clearing into here triggers these to get aggroed. I might be able to make that happen. Let's be a little bit more quick and aggressive with it. We can jump up. So for some reason those guys all rotated over there, which is weird, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to clear this. We're going to clear this. And now we are in the green, and the guards haven't been killed yet. Let's see here. Oops, I accidentally triggered the event. I don't want to trigger the event before all the guards are safe. I'm going to reload. Safe. Let's see here. 9.33. We have 88% completion. I have sizable concerns about this. So we're generating Goblin Lord. There's no way that this Goblin Lord is going to not kill those guards, right? Let's see. The only thing I can think of is if I could yoink the boss. Okay, what I need to do is get far enough away that the other guard isn't in range to get aggro. Okay, we killed that. Is the other guard... the other guard is alive? With this... You're alive, right? Your HP bar makes... Is there... I don't... I can see that he's alive. I'm going to save this under danger. I'm going to walk forward. Okay. He needs to be hit to fall over. I wanted to check if the animation for falling over dead just hadn't triggered and he was already dead. I think he waited out the entire animation of somebody hitting him and then he died. So we will ignore that one. We're going to go down to the south and clear out some of those. We can do a lot more clearance before we trigger the thing to get 100% if we want. If we just go to... Did we trigger the northern beacon? I think we did. I'm gonna check. 1 second. Yeah, I think I triggered the northern beacon. I might have triggered all 3. So if we trigger all the beacons, we can basically just jump over to train and then go to the other place. So we need 900 EXP. I'd love to get to the next level before I train, because it'll make my life a little bit harder later. Though it doesn't make a big difference, I don't think. We're doing fine for now. Okay. We're going to pop over here. We're going to tag this. I think I didn't tag this. I did, because I can't do it now. So, I'm almost positive we did the one down south. I don't know if we did the signal fire over here on our first entry. So we're going to go do that now. I don't think that training is going to reset the HP bars and locations of everybody. I think that only happens when you actually leave the area. So the guards will still be in the same amount of danger that they're in right now. You know what I could do if I wanted to, like, do a no NPCs dying run? Something that would be fun to do is to use, like, flesh to stone on, like, an NPC that I want to keep alive and then cast stone to flesh afterward, because I think when they're stoned, they can't take damage. Like, the enemies I don't think will attack them while they're turned to stone. So that would be kind of a fun way to make that happen. Kind of like how we use the enrage ability to try to save those fish. Like we used Berserk on the things to get them to attack each other for just like a few seconds while we charged toward them. I'm going to try to save all the fish. I think saving all the fish is a larger priority than saving the guards. Just because... The other thing is that I haven't been saving the lizard guards, but they're so hard to save compared to the other guards that I don't feel extremely bad about the fact that I'm not trying to work more with that. Like, what am I supposed to do? Is a gigantic cluster of enemies fighting a gigantic cluster of friendlies? Like, there's no finesse I can do there. There's a wee bit more finesse I can do here. Wait, we didn't get Master Lockpicking. So this is GM Water. Master Lockpicking is here? Yeah. Second way. I'm going to unmute my mic. I shouldn't probably need to do that to mute the mic, because I'm not doing anything to the mic itself. I'm changing this, which doesn't have the mic on. But it plugs into the mic, and I just want to make sure that it's not that me like grabbing the mic isn't causing a problem, or if like the electrical signal, which shouldn't cause any cross-pollination, but hypothetically plugging it in might cause like a burst of noise that shouldn't be there. Let's see. Yeah, I still have not replaced my headset because they're expensive and I do not handle inflation well. I just do not handle... I just don't handle inflation well. I'm like, this is more expensive than it was 15 years ago. This is unacceptable. Okay, actually, wait. Let's reload this. How effectively do we think we can snake out a couple more fights to get ourselves 1,000 EXP before we train? Because I think that would be fun to do. Let's find out. Let's find out. We can potentially make this work. We just need to go over here. No, this isn't going to work. We need to go over here. We need to make sure that those enemies are not getting a pot shot. But over here, we might be able... Like, we might have enough of an HP buffer, and a distance buffer, for that matter, to make this work. So, we'll save this under danger. We will... Alright, those over there are aggroed. Interestingly enough, that one walked away a bit. I think it's still alive. So we've now pulled a really big pack of enemies and not killed any of the guards. Okay. Okay, I think that those guards are all alive. We will get to a high enough position that we can check. And we only gained half of what we need to level, unfortunately. But that is half of what we needed. Wait, that's at 72% now. Wait, did they spawn immediately? They're supposed to spawn after a few weeks, right? Okay, I guess we can go check on the spawns that I think must have spawned. Oh, right, I needed to check if that guard died. Because I don't see them on the map. But they can be hidden... Nope, that guy died. Okay, so we're going to reload. We're reloading danger. And this says 67... Oh, you know what it might be? It might be an area transition. And me reloading the map by just loading the game triggered these to spawn. Yeah, I think just me reloading the game triggered these to spawn. That would be my guess. Alright, so we can just plow up here. We have a very large swarm of enemies here. My hope is that we can clear out just this swarm of enemies on its own. Ignore the enemies that are in the other section completely for now. So here's actually kind of a bizarre question. Do we think that enemies continue to scale while they're dead? Do corpses level up? Do they bolster? Because that would be pretty funny. Just, like, kill all of the early game enemies and, you know, loot the non-bosses but leave all the bosses alive. Or you could just not loot any of the bodies at all. And then wait until they bolster up to level 100 or something and then loot everything. I think there's a point where the odds of getting a legendary are basically capped out, where like you're not really going to meaningfully increase it more by leveling up higher. What the fuck was that? That was a lot of arrows that just went by my head. That's got to have been a visual glitch, right? Okay. Oh wow, we've gained like no EXP. We've got 0.02. So like 2% of a level. So Grognarg is here. Grognarg is toast. Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of factions that want control of this territory. We have a popular hangout. Alright, so I suspect okay. 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 So that's mission successful there. Some pitchfork.
Who wants some?
You know, I should have my my Minotaur Ranger dual wield spear and two-handed axe. I should do that. Dual wielding two-handed axes is cool, but I should do spear and two-handed axe. If we do that, we solve one of the core issues with the formation. We don't solve the other issue, which is that we don't have a good preservation caster, but the hope would be that we can get ourselves durable enough that we don't need preservation toward the late game. I think that would be like a good end game goal. I think that we are not going to be able to get enough EXP to do our objective here without clearing the area. Unfortunately, clearing the area is going to give us overkill again, and that's unfortunate because I feel like I would like to get Thinger. I think we're going to just charge forward here.
Nice shot.
And I'm not going to worry about those guards there. We'll massively speed things up. I'm dragging them toward a town, but I don't want to be dragging them toward. Alright. Wow, one of those guards is still alive. Alright, so... yeah, it's 0.38. Okay. Oh, hello. Please die. Okay. How are we doing? We're not quite there. So we are definitely going to get overkill EXP, which is too bad. We're going to get a lot of overkill if we finish clearing this. There's no quests we can turn in, are there? Actually, do I get... I wonder if I get experience for just talking to the butler the first time. If I get experience for talking to the butler the first time... Okay, that's map completed. Let's... 0.79. So, we've actually made... It's actually not that bad. It's like, that's not as crazy as you'd think. We're a little... So, like, our bolster level of Might Magic 6 isn't even ticked up yet. So, the difference between is less than 0.17. So that's not bad, actually. That's pretty decent. Let's loot everything. We are going to not fight anything else if we can avoid it. We will leave those guards to their business. And we can't loot this without triggering more enemies to spawn, so... Let's just pop over here. We actually probably would have been better off just triggering the area completion. It would have given us a little bit more of an efficient thing than clearing out the other thing first. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're pretty on point here, actually. So this will bring down the amount of EXP that we have in this area, bring it a little bit closer down to the median, and that will allow us to hopefully get some good stuff done. Did I didn't actually do the leveling. It's 7:30 p.m., so I thought that I leveled, and I hadn't done it. So we're heading to Might Magic 8, and we're probably going to get weak at 2 o'clock. So in Might Magic 8, which dungeon do we want to do? Let's see. First, let's check... what dungeon do we want to do? Just jump into... We don't have any quests to complete there, right? Correct. Chime of Harmony, kill all dire wolves in Ravenshore. We could do the dire wolf place. I think that's probably not a bad idea. We can try to do the dire wolf dungeon. It's not necessarily the easiest option I could choose right now, but also probably not the hardest. You know what might be a great choice, actually, is this dungeon here. That dungeon, we have the initial enemy room to deal with, but once we've cleared the first room of the dungeon, everything after that should be fairly easy, because we can kite everything. So I'm going to try that dungeon. Yeah, let's do that dungeon first, because we're trying to get 2 levels here. And is that what we want? Do we want to get the levels here, or do we want to get them? Yeah, we have to get them here. Let's get the 2 levels here by trying to do that dungeon, and then maybe doing the quest turn-in for it. That will, I assume, be pretty valuable. Let's see here. Yeah, the issue for me with the this is a bad idea. Okay. So they can hit me from there, and they can hit me from a lot of places. I feel like there's probably a location that we can jump up to here that they won't be able to hit me from. But also, I might be able to just run past them all. This is gonna kill me. I thought that this was on the... Ooh. Okay, that is an issue. That's gonna take a long time to open. Can we... Okay, this room doesn't have a place that I can comfortably sit in. I think that the strat here would entail doing this and then jumping around again. Hypothetically, I could get up on that lip. I'm gonna see if I can get onto that lip. If I could get to there. I'm out of melee range. They can still hit me with projectiles. Which are less dangerous. And they don't have very fast moving projectiles, so there's a decent chance for them to miss. Okay. Do I have an ability? Okay, that's interesting. Those can climb up here somehow. That just like glitched its way up. So, these are now locked up here, right? Hypothetically, we have 15 food. Let's fucking go. Man. That took, what, like 3 attempts? Okay. So we have what is a not perfect, but very strong place to pull the enemies to. In case of emergency. We can save the game in this opening room. Those are not actually coming toward me yet. They're very easily confused. So once I aggro this one, once I hit this thing, the others will start aggroing immediately. Wow, they really struggling with the concept of this door. Okay, we have a couple of Okay, we're at 13%. Yeah, so stuff like that makes me feel like maybe I can actually plow through the caster run so quickly that it is, it's worth it to just go through the whole thing, like right in a row. On melees, we could probably do something vaguely akin to that. With jump. But it wouldn't be that crazy. Okay, this is a top tier. We cannot allow it to get a melee. And then we just let it get a melee because we're fun. Okay. Just for funsies, we play a little badly. But yeah, the only issue is that the movement that they have is so bad at getting through doors that it slows me down. This is way more enemies than I would like to have right now. Once we clear this room, we should have a massively easier time with everything after that. This room is... Oh god. Okay, we're probably dead. Reload. So, I should have let myself reach the bottom. Or I should have just tried to climb up while I was up there. I shouldn't have done what I just did there. I think I'm actually just going to see if I can jump straight up, which I can't. I can jump straight up here, which is going to save me time in the future. So we can just pull this whole pack. We can just stand up here. Who just hit me? Okay, so this one actually got line of sight on me. Like once. Okay, rude. It lost line of sight on me, so clearly I was in a bad position up there. Can I can also get up there. I wonder if that's a better position, because it might be a little higher. Like, this feels like it might be a stronger spot to stand. I don't think I got tagged by a ranged attack there. I think it was one of the ones that was right below me. Okay, so we have something around here. Where is it? Okay, the issue with this location might be that I'm going to struggle to get the enemies to move away from me when I want them to be moved away. Because I think there's one... There's some that are right below me here, I think. That is not an enemy. Oh no, those are outside, I think. Those are on the other side of that wall. Alright, we're gonna try to get these to come in. And we're gonna not do it that way. There we go. So this can shoot me with ranged attacks. That one can just die. We have a greater were-rat there. I don't think it's a boss. I need to be a bit careful with my movement here. If this is just the one, I should be fine. There we go. Okay, we got it in. This doesn't have ranged attacks, and it's toast. And we're now in the green. Save the game under danger, I think. Do we? Yes, we're going to keep saving the game under danger. We have a lot of food to play with. So, in the yellow. Clear you out. Easy peasy. And... okay, so... red, green, purple, orange, yellow... orange, purple, orange, orange... that was my... oops. Green, purple, orange... okay. Alright. So my goal right now is just to clear out this dungeon ASAP. There we go. Get that going. Boom. Okay. So we have a few random enemies in here. And that's more than a few. I'm gonna die, aren't I?
I need healing.
Okay, there's one over here somewhere. Okay, this is just a normal rat man. Whoa. Alright, it fell down. I think there's only the one left. Unfortunately, it is the top tier. Let's not dodge straight into the attack. Weird. Okay, we should be fine here. Done. Okay, we were at 20%, 28%. And honestly, if we wanted to, we could probably just save this, but we're not going to save quite yet. We're going to play a little bit more dangerously than that. Let's continue forward a bit. Get an enemy over here. Okay. I don't even need a full combat round to kill the lowest tiers here. Yeah, the faster that I clear through these, the less likely I am to slow down dramatically by getting to the point where I get weakened. So I think I get weakened at 3 o'clock. What time is it? My goal is to basically clear the 65% threshold by about by 5 o'clock. Because 5 o'clock is when I can go train. We have not okay. Plate armor. Alright, let's go ahead and save this. We're going to save this under danger. Okay. Pull these. Fairly easy pack. I think it's exclusively low tiers. So we just plow through these. Mid-tier here. Okay. We are in the green here. I'm not going to worry about looting for right now. We're going to open this room up. I heard something. There's a good... I think this room has a lot of enemies in it. We've got a pretty good swarm of melees in this pack. I definitely fucked that badly. We're in trouble. We're probably gonna die here. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna reload this. That was very silly of me. There's no reason to die there. Alright, so... we need to have you swap to Sparks. Because... oh, okay. I was a little bit overly aggressive there. We're gonna be overly aggressive again. We're not gonna play this safe. We're gonna continue to be aggressive. It's more fun that way. If you're using Firebolt, you should be using an AoE. Alright. So we cleared this pack, and we have a big pile of enemies in that next room that are going to be probably fine to clear. Do I want to do those first, or do I want to do this first, though? Because this gives me a nice open kiting room. Ooh, right. This is like a huge pile of enemies, I think. Oh, jeez. Okay. Gonna keep pulling. I have like 4 saves left, so it's very silly to keep pulling, but we're gonna do it anyway. After this pull, we're gonna save. Okay. Took that out. We're at 50% exactly. We have enough food to save 3 more times. My assumption there's still a lot in this room.
Ready to use.
Okay, we have fully botched this. We're gonna die. Unless they wander away completely. So we might be okay here, because they wandered away. Okay. We definitely should have died there, but we didn't. How are we doing on EXP? We have reached the point where Might Magic 6 is up to 15. Okay. We don't have a ton left in this room. Okay, I think that there are more enemies over here in this room. But maybe not. No, we're in the green, so there aren't any enemies over here. Good to know. Okay, let's go loot this. Actually, no, we don't need to loot this right now. We need to get moving. Because we only have 30 minutes left where we're not weakened. So we're going to get over to this corner. We're going to start pulling the enemies over here. We just need to pull them a bit more effectively than we did last time. I don't want to pull them single until we actually get weakened, assuming we do. It's 248. I shouldn't have taken the time to check that. Okay, we've pulled a sub. Whoa. Okay. Well, this is a problem. So all of these are now approaching us at max speed. We are weakened. So our goal right now is, I guess, just to pop up here. And our goal is not even to clear the rest of this pack. Our goal is just to clear enough of the pack that we can walk out the door. Because this pack, I think, is going to be more than... and more than enough to leave. And I think up here we're far enough above the fray to be safe. I could be wrong. So I could try shooting through that gap. Okay, we got another one down. Another one down. Okay, we're at 63%. Looks like there's only the one left, so I might have been wrong. This might not be enough on its own. So this is tier 2. You know, I can probably just lay a sparks into the... No, I need to go closer to the map, which is an issue. I don't want to get that close. Yeah. You're being a real pain in the ass right now, friend. Okay, at least we hit it. There we go. There we go. You need to hit it in the doorway. What? What the fuck? I was nowhere near the exit. Okay. Okay, well, we have to re-clear that. Unfortunately. We just have to re-clear it. We have to re-clear a lot, actually. unfortunate.
I'm hurt.
Might and Magic 8, very reliable engine for identifying where you are in physical space. God, we lost like the bulk of the dungeon off of that. That's really rough.
Ready to use.
Okay, we got. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'll let them get way too close to me here.
I'm hurt.
Okay, so and the bottom tier are like pure melees, I think. So. They're not. They have a range attack as well. Alright. All set. That's rough. Okay, so we're not looting anywhere near the entrance. Because doing so will potentially open the... We were so far away from the door. We were so far away. But it's fine. Okay. So we've done this. Let's try to pull a more reasonable percentage of this pack. Though I guess it doesn't matter. Because we didn't pull enough enemies last time to actually finish. So... Okay, we've pulled the entire room yet again. There's not a lot of ranged attackers in this pack, so if we can split them sufficiently to allow us to meaningfully hit stun them along the way to us. Fuck. And then not botch the transition. Okay, I think this is the entire pack that we got last time as well. I fell. Alright, they are all in here. Okay, we are in the green. We are not going to loot this body. We are instead going to save the game under danger. So it's after 3 o'clock. We've gotten our weakness proc. And our goal now is to clear out the rest of these. Which I think clearing out the rest of these will get us to the point where we can leave. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. Monsters are weakened, can no longer resurrect. We don't have a lot of reason to leave the dungeon yet. we need to wait until 5 o'clock to train. So I think we might just stay here until like 4:30, though we might hit 4:30. Just fighting this pack. Okay, we're at 69%, that's pretty nice. And we can... do that. And we're eligible for 27. And we can save the game. We might as well. What time is it? It's 4:08. So let's loot. Let's just loot a bunch of stuff. Did we already loot these? Yes. Alright, we haven't looted all these barrels yet, I don't think. Too much about it. The issue that you run into with barrels is that it's easy to like invest way more energy into them than it's worth. It's nice to have someone like a shaman who can just benefit from literally any stats, so that you can just be like, okay, the shaman gets literally all of them. I'm not going to worry about it. I enjoy being able to do that. Okay, so we're going to loot all of this, and then we will loot all of this.
No room.
And once we've looted all of this stuff, we can pop over to... That's a lot of crafting materials.
No, there isn't any room.
Okay.
No room.
These chests are packed. These are just stuffed to the gills.
No room.
And more. They're stuffed beyond the gills. That's a very good halberd. Let's see. Well, it might not be good, but it's high tier. In vanilla, it would definitely be good. Kind of hard to be that high a tier at this early in the game and not have it be good. But we've got 100 grand. We'll be able to definitely train up some of our skills now. Do we want to turn in this quest? I think yes. I think we might as well just turn it in. Because I think that makes the most sense. We're trying to get a whole... Are we? No, we're just trying to get on par-ish with 7, I think.
I have too much. No room.
Okay. And that actually didn't give me anything, it looks like. Okay. So, next on our agenda is... Let's check what's over here. Never mind. I made a mistake. We turn them hostile. Or sorry, we turn them friendly, apparently, when we do the quest. Which we don't want. We want to clear the dungeon. That's good to know. I wonder if maybe at some point in the future, I should not allow myself to fight the enemies in here because I can turn them friendly. That might be fun as a bit of a challenge to basically like...
No room. There isn't any room. room.
I have too much. No room.
There isn't any room. There isn't any room.
Because this guy's getting blackmailed by Regna, but at the same time,
No room. There isn't any room.
they are like pirates, right? But I guess they are just smugglers. Like, it's actually not unreasonable to think that maybe they are, Okay, we can't just go loot in there. So I think we're just gonna leave. There's a lot of enemies still up in there, probably. Like, we pulled a good portion of that room, but... Unless... Yeah, we're not in the green over here. We've definitely got more enemies over there. So let's... We're not going to get enough EXP to level by going over there. Let's just go train so that we can get ourselves set up. Because I've used all of my whatchamacallits. I've used all my saves just dicking around with the looting. So we have quite a lot of stuff to do here. We can pop over here. We can go train like 5 levels or something. Yeah, we got 5 levels of training ahead of us. Potentially 6, because we might get more when we turn in this quest. We'll just have to see. Once we've turned in this quest, we can get ourselves thinger. You know, I suspect that they had originally not had the Arathians show up, and that this smuggler quest was the thing that unlocked Ragna. I think that the Arathians were added late in the game because people were like, well, will people care if we don't have the characters that they're familiar with? Which the answer is yes, I would assume. Oh, right. We didn't talk to Arian Hunter yet. Whoops. Whoopsies. Okay. We're going to pop over to the gymnasium. We are going to train.
Excellent. 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 Excellent.
Okay. And we can learn things like Ascension now if we want. I think I'm going to pick up Ascension on people. You can't learn Ascension? That's interesting. So, Arms Master... don't need. We've picked up Ascension. Is this Ascended? Ascension level 1. Okay, so this costs 50% more. And this means that we can pump our Ascension pretty high. Are you Ascension level 1? You sure are. So this costs 7 SP and does 52 plus 1 to 3. Give me a second, actually. We're going to save this under danger. We're going to load back to caster save. And I wanted to take a look. How much did this do? At 13. Oh, jeez. Whoa, that Ascension level... I thought that the Ascension made it less mana efficient. This only costs 7 SP. For a quadrupling damage? That's pretty interesting. So... Cool. That means that we can pump our Ascension on you. We can also pump Enlightenment. We should probably pump Enlightenment to 6. This will give us a little less of a problem with that. And then we can get up to 11 in Ascension. So we'll get that all the way up. We'll get that all the way up to 11. You already have Enlightenment at 6. So I think for you, we can just pump Ascension immediately. Okay, so how much does this do now? 69 plus 1 to 3 per point of skill in light magic. Okay. Where are you at now? 1 to 34. And Ascension is actually at 8, which means that we can actually get this to... we can tag that up to Expert. We can tag that up to Expert. We just need to find the learning trainer. There's a learning trainer in New Sorpigal. So we can make that happen. So do you have Ascension? Yes. Is your Deathbolt on there? This is not ascended yet. So 17 plus 1 to 10 with a mana cost that's pretty high. It was 15 before, so it's about a 50% increase in mana cost. It now does massively more base damage and has 30% increased scaling. For now, however, what we can do here is let's get Enlightenment up to 6. Again, we can get that to Expert, which is useful. And then we can get Ascension up to 7. We can't quite get it to 8, but that's okay. We can get it to 8 once we've leveled up. You can't get Ascension as a skill, which is interesting. I guess that makes sense as well, because the Elementalist has a built-in function that's similar to Ascension. So we need to get Meditation up to 8. So we can pick up Expert Meditation right now if we want. I think maybe we do. Right. You have Perception up to Expert. You can get Mastery whenever you want. Meditation isn't important yet. Identify monsters. I don't know that this is the character that does Identify Monster best out of the party. So I think we're going to check on that. We're just going to pick up the skill on everybody and then reload once we figured out which character does it best. So let's save this. Out of my shop, Randall. Okay, so you are Elemental. Calories Curios. Let's see. Where is the Alchemist? Identify Monster, I think, is probably at the Alchemist. It's not here, right? Whoops. I was trying to click on Learn Skills, not on the thing that I clicked on. Let's see. Is there not an Alchemist here? I'm not going to worry about it. We don't... It is kind of fun to have Identify Monster. Polished Shield. This is the Self Guild. So the Self Guild we can learn interesting and useful things in. Funnily enough, we haven't been picking up any spells yet. We haven't had to buy any spells. Right? No, we have. We have been picking up spells. So we're going to pick up some other spells here. I think that's a good idea. Let's pick up Expert Meditation on you. Blow through most of my mana. Or my cash.
Sure,
Go to here. Harm. Regeneration. Charm. Remove fear. Mind Blast.
I have too much.
Okay, so Mind Blast does exist.
Good.
I don't know why I thought that I had checked for everything. Okay, so between Mind Blast and Life Drain, we're gonna want to probably. I think I want to do Mind Blast for now. This is 1 to 34 per point of skill, which is way higher than what Mind Blast would do. I think. One to 9 plus 62. We have 8 skill right now, so if this is doing an average of, what is it, 16 and a half per point? No, it's 17 per point, I think. 16... No, it's 17 and a half. 17 and a half per point of skill, so that is 17 and a half times 8. 7 and a half times 8 is, what, 56 plus 3 and a half? So, well... No. The extra half is on the 8. So that would be 60. 60 plus, what is it, 10 times 8? Yeah, so 10 times 8. So that's a rate, about 160 base damage. This does, like, what, 4, 5? This is exactly 5. So, yeah, I think this is 5. So yeah, Mind Blast does substantially less damage at the moment. So we'll stick to what we've got for right now on you, but we do have Mind Blast for when we want to use it. So that requires level 40. We're going to start identifying all of our loot. This is not terrible, but also not amazing for me. Let's see. It's bow. We don't need it. This is a club. Which we could hypothetically use. We don't care about the actual weapon skill. So for characters that have a one-hander,
It's probably okay.
like they're dual wielding, this reduces magic damage taken by 15%, which is a very strong effect. I think I'm going to slap this on you.
It's probably okay.
This is a Primordial Lich's Regnan Falchion. So spells drain hit points from the target and increase spell speed. That's interesting. That being said, it's not as good as just doing bonus damage right now. We aren't taking damage as like a matter of course.
It's probably
So Yoruba means that we're probably not going to be replacing our armor anytime too quickly. Because Yoruba is a very solid artifact. This is plus 13 to all stats and plus body resistance. This has the ability to be upgraded to give 21 to 42 fire damage. Actually, this specifically says to melee attacks. I don't think that this works on magic, because this says add 9 points of body damage. It doesn't say to melee attacks. So I think that that's a distinction that matters in the wording. This is massive upgrade for you. Disarm plus 6 is not bad. Also plus 29 endurance. Unarmed plus 7 and plus 12 to all stats. Flame Aura. Stone and premature aging immunity.
This item's weak.
Flame Aura. Plus stats. This does additional body damage and a little bit of speed.
No room.
I'm not anticipating that this is going to be an upgrade, but if it's high enough level...
This might
I forgot how crazy good that weapon that I already had was. So this is a sizable damage bonus, so we'll just go ahead and equip this. This does give me 210 spell points, though. Okay, this is a downgrade for you, so we actually will equip this here.
It's probably okay.
This is a Primordial Warrior's Poleaxe of Ascension. So this adds 40 to 80 spell damage and gives 28 intellect and personality, which we do not need because this is an axe. We cannot make use of that at the moment, so that's unfortunate. But we're going to be getting that onto our characters eventually. This is Plate of Doom, not really that interesting. This is a random spear, don't need to worry about it. This is a club that doesn't have the kind of effect I would need to make it useful. Don't think we need this. Don't need this. Maugred Helm of the Gods, that's a huge boost to all of our stats, in addition to a boost to our armor class and our luck. I'm going to just slap this on you. And you don't even have a hat on? So let's go ahead and give you this. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. We can equip this in favor of nothing. We can do... It is actually very funny that I didn't have stuff on everybody. You are the Identify Item Master. We need to give you an Identify Item something. Preferably like a ring. We're going to need to do some inventory management soon. I think we will clear the rest of this dungeon, and then we will do the actual inventory management. But I do want to check this item before we do that.
Who knows?
Before
I
we
don't.
do it. Ooh, that's a ton of durability. Okay, this gives Identify Item and Identify Monster skill.
It's probably okay.
That is plus 11 to all stats, along with a boost to all stat, along with a boost to spell points. We can give you that in favor of... Honestly, I'll just give it to you in favor of this. Just for funsies. Okay, so that gives me a sizable boost to my stats again. And I think we're going to just open up our next inventory and not... You don't have an inventory to open up next. You are struggling. That's fine. We'll worry about it later. And toward the end of stream, we will worry about our horrific inventory situation. But for now, we're going to finish clearing out the Smuggler's Den. Once we clear that out completely, we will turn in the quest, engaging in the most antisocial way that we can handle this quest line. The most aggressive antisocial way to do it. Let's see here. It is actually tempting. Like, I might, in future runs, I might actually just skip this dungeon. Like, if they turn friendly when I do that, I don't know. It makes sense to maybe come back when I can just, like, do it. Oh, shit. I don't have any food. Alright, I'm not going to go all the way back for that, because I can just walk out the door to save. So it's not a huge deal. But yeah, we should be substantially stronger than we were the last time we were in here. should be a substantial boost, excuse you. Okay. Ah, this is where the anointed herb potion is.
This item's weak.
Okay.
No room. This item's weak.
And we will just identify everything as we run into it for now. I really shouldn't be using the barrels on the dragon. I don't think the dragon gets bonus stats from the barrels compared to everybody else, so they're going to have, like, it'll be a smaller percentage of their overall stats than the other characters, because the dragon is going to have higher stats overall, I think. They have such a massive boost to those rings that I think they're going to have the highest stats in the party. Alright. Where the hell did you go? So this one's still chilling back there. Okay, we're in the green again. We've got the anointed herb potion. And we are at 15 there. Okay, we need to get the fuck out of here. Nope. Sparks is a very useful spell for slowing down enemy advancement. Sparks is very strong. Like, there's a lot of really good stuff to be said about the Spark spell. It's just real good. Alright, we've got a summoner. And it does look like we now have the ability to burn through our mana to a much larger degree. The one ascension level that we've done is sufficient to start using SP in a meaningful way. I'm going to turn this up so that we can... Oh, okay, that was dangerous. I think these can disease you. So... Disease would be very bad to get. Don't get diseased. I don't recommend it. It is my recommendation to stay healthy at all times. Okay. Okay. Learned Lightning Bolt. Didn't we already have Lightning Bolt? Okay. I just crit for 340 damage on my little vampire? I think I did. Okay, we got another dagger. So that might be a cool dagger. We'll see. We will see. Are you on top of the boxes? Oh boy. That was actually a really bad location. Because we couldn't even see the enemies as they were approaching us here. Okay. So there's one on the box over there. There's a boss over here. It's thorns. You're out of mana. I think we're just going to retreat back and get our mana back. Oh, wait, never mind. We're just going to... We're going to live the life of death. Okay. I was expecting to die there because I misjudged where the entrance was. Still could. I hold in my hands the power to get myself horribly killed. You walk all the way into this other room? Jeez. Alien behavior. And it is thorns, it's not like super durable. Okay. You know what I should do? You know what I should do? I think this is what I'm going to do at some point. So, I've been doing the melee versus caster run thing. And on the melee run, I haven't been actually buying spells. Mostly as like a joke. I think at some point I should actually do a roguelike run. Where I actually just lean into that and treat the game like a roguelike. God, we keep finding these really, really great caster axes. Man, it's almost like I should have had an axe user in the party for my caster run, huh? It's not like this wasn't foreshadowed by my melee run, right?
Yes.
This might be good.
Okay.
There isn't any room. It's probably okay. It's probably okay.
This is good. Yes.
Oh! That's a legendary wizard cap of protection. Killing a monster restores 10% of health and mana. That is excellent. It's tempting to go, oh, okay, that's kind of a mediocre legendary. It's not. This is the top tier legendary. You'll note it's a wizard cap, and this is the caster run. This is best in slot. We're going to need to edit this item a bit to make it, serve our functions exactly, but that's gonna be late game. This is the fancy hat for spellcasters. Maybe not that crazy. Maybe it isn't that good. Okay, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
This item's weak.
Okay. So we can actually add of Ascension to this. This is going to be top tier once we can equip it in a couple levels. That's going to be a huge upgrade. And we will invest the crafting resources into getting it. I'm now realizing, like, do I have any of those materials yet? I guess I probably just don't get too many of them until
It's probably okay.
later in the run. Like, it's
Jump. Yes.
going to be heavily skewed toward the later portions of the run that I start getting a lot of crafting materials. But I don't know that I have any of that.
It's probably okay. This might be good. This might be good.
Okay, this is a life-stealing sword
It's probably okay.
of the golem.
No. Yes.
Too
There
bad.
isn't no room.
I have too much.
Too bad. Okay.
There isn't any room.
Too bad, so sad, but... Oh, we have more daggers here.
This might be good.
Body and mind resistance, not terribly impressive. 14 to 85 fire damage
We don't.
is an okay effect. It's not the kind of thing that's good enough to justify using a crafting material to make it work. But that's okay. So, we have cleared out this dungeon pretty easily. Turns out that there is a location that we were able to get to that we might be able to utilize in our melee run as well, though I'm not sure it will be of any use on the melee run. We might be able to hit some of the enemies while we're up there. I'm not sure. We might need like mouse look enabled in order to be actually able to accomplish anything with that. So, we're at 1943. We're looking to get, I guess, just up to... We just need a little bit more experience. We're going to go turn in this quest and see if that gets the experience up high enough for us to go to Might and Magic 6. Once we get to 6, we finish up the Dragoon Stronghold. And that'll be good. That'll be very good. And in 6, we also have access to the Learning Trainer, so we can pick up Expert Ascension, which will reduce our mana costs on the characters that are now struggling a bit with their mana. We'll see how this goes. How it goes. Is somebody maintaining preservation? Yes. Yes, somebody's maintaining preservation, so that explains why it is that I haven't been dying instantly. That explains why I'm so much tankier than I would have expected. So, obviously my dragon is going to be able to beat any of these because they have gargantuan stats now. Let's see. We also have another turn in as well, but we're not going to turn that in yet. We'll turn that in when we come back here. So save this under caster save. Oh, I didn't actually turn... I didn't talk to the guy. Whoops. We're actually going to load... No, I don't... I think I have done some stuff. We're going to walk back. Do the walk of shame. Don't worry about it. And... see how things go. So we need to talk to Aryan Hunter. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we picked that quest up. Now we go over here. We can... pop to here. Yeah, so doing the doing a run where if I die, I reload, but I'm allowed to do anything that I want, might be kind of fun. That actually might be a fun way to play the game for, like, like a limited thing, that might lead to some interesting stuff. I wouldn't want to do like a dedicated run where the only thing I'm doing is doing that. But considering that I've been talking about like shifting between melee and ranged runs and stuff like that, it might be fun to do a stream where I just do the right, I need to talk to the merchant dude. That I do something like that. That might be a lot of fun to do. Okay, I can actually set jump to E.
Ready.
I forgot that I could do that. No, I didn't forget. I have... Okay, so I can't turn this in yet. This just gets me to the next phase of the quest, it looks like. That means that I do bring the idol of the... Not the idol of the snake. I bring the anointed herb potion to the other people. That didn't give me quite as much XP as I would have expected, honestly. We could... What day is it? Oh, it's Sunday! Gotta love a Sunday. Okay, we're gonna do the arena. We should have a fairly easy time of it, I think, in the arena. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a struggle at the moment. And... save...
Need a coach? Ready to go.
Arena time! So we can tag Endless Arena. We're gonna start level 2. I don't know how far we can get before we're gonna start running into problems now. Oh, I didn't have any food. Alright, well we're gonna try to do this while weekend. Because the way that it handles the time passage. I'm pretty sure that I could have just handled this way without doing anything special. If I... Oh. What did you just get affected with? I am going to reload. I'm going to reload for that. This getting diseased off of the back of not having any food in the arena would be very sad and pathetic. I don't want to do the entire arena run thinking in the back of my head that I'd be better off dying. We're going to swap you to Lightning Bolt. Before we start, because we don't need the short-range spells, we need the long-range ones for this.
Yeah, great plan.
Great plan. It is a great plan, I agree. So we're going to just stand right here. Now that we're doing twice as much damage, we should be able to keep the enemies off us for longer, but not for an infinite amount of time, obviously. Okay. Can I get them far enough away to turn around? Yes. Okay, I think that's all of them. No, they're not all spawned yet. A new one just spawned over there. And that's not the boss either. That's the boss. Okay, so the boss has just spawned. We're going to pop over here. I'm going to get onto this. I'm going to tag the boss, which is a reflecting boss. Ooh, boy, that's going to cause problems for us. We have just recently boosted the shit out of our damage output, so... Oh, shit. Okay. Danger. Pop down here. Come on, baby. Okay. blocking the movement of the one behind me. Tag you. Tag you. Hello, boss. Ooh, you're being fancy with it, aren't you? Okay, that is an issue. Please.
Beats me.
And we are a little behind schedule, so there's a possibility here that we run into enemies spawning on top of us, like they just did. But I think that these don't attack, actually, now that I think about it. I think the tier 1s maybe just don't attack. Okay. Hop over here. Yeah, we shouldn't get as easily swarmed here. But we are in significant danger. They are fast. Ooh, we are probably gonna die. I don't have Wizard Eye to check on the thing. It does seem like there's a lot more of these than I would have expected there to be already. Okay. And the green ones are not going to attack us, but they will body block. Okay, we killed the boss. So now we just have the other boss that just spawned. But we don't have anything reflecting on us anymore, so... Oh shit, I think I missed the jump. Okay, we're fine. Okay, that tier 2 just one-shot me. It took me to below 0 in one hit at any rate. We don't want to get hit by the tier 3s. We don't want to get hit by any of them, but... in particular... Okay. We have the next set of peasants coming in. I think we're going to die here. Oh, these are cut verses. Never mind. Okay. So we're probably going to die here. We're just not doing enough DPS because we fell behind. And once you start falling behind, things get real bad real fast in the arena. That being said, if I can stay alive for long enough, then eventually they'll stop spawning, and then I can get them all behind me. And once they're all behind me, we're fine. We're not going to do anything too... Whoa. We're not going to do anything too shenanigan heavy with the with our motion, in the sense that we're not going to try to lock any of these in. We're just going to try to rotate around and take our pot shots when we have good open fields. Okay, we got one of those down. We have one less rando that can get in our way. Okay. They don't have a ton of HP. We have pretty decent DPS. Well, we have pretty decent damage per hit, anyway. So when we are dealing damage, we should be able to clear a good portion of them with a degree of consistency. Okay, we need to jump up and around. We have these two close. That one might kill us. I don't know what it is. That was bad. Ooh, this is real bad. Okay, luckily these are very slow compared to most enemies. Most enemies would have definitely been able to punish me for that. This is really a very uncomfortable position. Okay, we got one of them dead. That assassin can just insta-gib. Fuck. Okay, I missed the bulk of the damage. Okay, we got that one down. It's one less assassin in play. I don't know how many of the enemies in here have, like, legit one-shot potential. That's a reflecting assassin. That's amazing. Okay, that's a leecher peasant. Oh, that's real rough. That's real rough for me. Okay, so we have a leech. And reflector. Why? Okay, there we go. Alright, we're just gonna dive over here. Activate sparks. Okay, get a couple of tags over there. Another one down. Fortunately, these are all fairly close for me. How?
Ready to use.
I can't automatically do that, can I? No, okay. No matter what ready spell slot I set it to, it will just rotate through them, unfortunately. So... set up sparks, turn around. Okay, the reflecting assassin is, ooh, right on my ass, isn't it? Is that the reflector? Okay, that was the bounty hunter. Okay. Luckily, we can't one-shot ourselves. We're not that... we're not that focused on our thinger yet. So... Okay. Pop it over here. It's a bounty hunter. It's toast. Okay, that's another assassin down. Okay. We're gonna be okay. Unless we're not. We might not be okay, but we're probably gonna be okay. That was a bad idea. See, we could kill ourselves by doing that. There's a very decent chance anytime we set ourselves up for failure like that, that we basically just fully kill ourselves. Ooh. And these tight corners are also a problem. Okay, that's another one down. We're not going to do the thing here. We are just going to jump because it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. Okay, we now have 2 bosses left, and that's it. So, where'd the other one go? Did it die? I didn't see the death message. Okay, it died. We want to be careful with this because we can only attack it so rapidly without risking dying. We're gonna have Cassowary hit it. Oh, that's the wrong fucking. Okay. Popping up here. Okay, that's 200 damage. Okay. We got it. Okay, 2 reflectors and a leech. Defeated. Mission successful. Okay, so that worked out reasonably well. The ability you have on the casters to just go crazy like that. Ooh, and that's 40 grand. Very nice. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that I didn't try to do that while I was weakened the entire time. That would have taken forever. So, we've gotten that cleared. Bolster level is 15 and 6 still. We're eligible for 28. And what shinies did we pick up? We got a shield, we got a ring of alchemy, and we got a ring of endurance and speed. And oh my god, Urub is broken. You have Repair Expert. You do not have access to Mastery yet. I don't think I'm going to be able to repair Yoruba at the moment.
We don't need it.
I could be wrong, but we can see. I need to find my... What necklace did you have on before I swapped you to this?
We don't need it.
We're going to look for our repair gear. It's going to be around somewhere. Is it going to be in the person who can repair's inventory? Probably not. That would be too sensible. That would be way too sensible. You don't even have all of your slots filled. I don't remember which gear slots I had for that either. That's the 104. Jeez. 104 body damage. So crazy. Let's see here. That is 122 max HP on a hat. Holy shit. I'll give that to you. Your armor's broken. Okay, maybe I should just do inventory management. I need to go AFK for a moment. I will be right back. When we come back, we will do some inventory management. And we are back. So, let's see here. What are we going to do with all y'all? We have a hat that we can't wear for a billion years. Do we want to...
I don't know how.
Yeah, we should start doing our inventory maintenance, I guess. It is 9 p.m., though, so it's not really the right time for it. So I guess our hands are tied, right? Like, we can't do nothing for it, right? Wait, no, we need to turn in a quest here, don't we? Yeah, we need to turn in a quest. So actually, yes, either way, we have to wait until morning. So, actually, today is Tuesday, so we're gonna have to wait 2 days. Let's see here. We've cleared this map. We could try. No, we should do the quests first. We've established that doing the quests first is the priority. So, deliver Feldman's blackmail letter to Green Hunter. We did that, right? Wait, did I screw something up here?
Sure.
Did I not have my inventory open to the right inventory when I talked to the rat, and the dialogue option doesn't appear when I talk to the rat? If I don't have the give me a second. We need to find the blackmail letter. Okay, we're gonna go back over here. And we're going to talk to Aryan Hunter again. And we're going on this 14th attempt to deliver this blackmail letter. Why did they reload? What the fuck? Why did they respawn? What? The fuck? Enemies aren't supposed to respawn. What? Why'd they respawn? Mods! It doesn't say that they're... It doesn't even say that they're respawned. Because it doesn't say, like, revived such and such when... Because it even says that it's at 100%, right? Like, it still says 100%. It's not like it's... Is it consistently the same grouping? I think we had one top two. A small pack. How do I want to handle this? It's tempting to try to just run through them to get to the boss. This is gonna kill me. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to make a bug report for it. Because...
I'm hurt badly.
Okay, I'm not going to do this then, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. We will worry about this later, though. We're loading caster save again. Because I think the enemies... Yeah, so you used to be able to respawn the enemies in the dungeons, but I don't think I'm supposed to be able to respawn them at all on on this difficulty setting. So I'm wondering if they're respawning to account for the fact that usually you would have... Okay, we aren't going to do a double wait till dawn because that would all be bad for us. We actually have enough to level. Let's do our inventory management. We've got about an hour left, and doing our inventory management seems like a good idea. We could train right now. I don't think I need to train right now. Let's just do our inventory management, then we'll sleep at the end. So, who's getting all of the loot that needs to be tossed?
I don't have the skill.
You know what? More importantly, who's getting the legendaries? It's got to be the dragon, right? We used dragons in the past to hold on to the gear that we wanted to keep. Like our legendaries, our artifacts, things like that, right? That is something we did on like one of our first files, and we will continue that trend today.
Sure.
So, we need to... We have a crazy strong amulet here.
Sure.
Let's see. We don't need this, so you can be responsible for selling, I guess, except you don't have any inventories that are empty. I guess you'll be responsible for selling for right this moment, so we don't need this. This is not a weapon. This is a weapon we don't need. This is a weapon we don't need. This is a weapon we don't need. This is a unique weapon that... This actually has a shit ton of flame aura damage. That's pretty cool. Weapon we don't need. Weapon we do not need. Weapon we don't need. Was that a weapon? Yes. Cool. Alright. So, any other weapons? No weapons in this inventory. Weapon we do not need. I don't know what that was. Let's see. Weapon that we do not need. Weapon that we do not need. Weapon that we do
There
not
isn't
need.
any room. No room.
Okay, so we're going to the weapons store.
Our axes are the best.
Do. Okay, weapon that we do not need. Weapon that we do not need. Weapon we don't need. Weapon we don't need.
Our axes are the best.
Weapon that we are going to hold on to, question mark. Do we need this? Probably not. This is a weapon that is very, very strong, but we do not need it because it is a thinger. We don't need this. Do not need this. Do not need this. We are going to sell all of these, I believe. Yeah, we'll do that.
Our axes are the best.
Okay, so those are all the weapons that we do not need in that inventory. This inventory
Our axes are the best.
has the two that we were depositing into. Perfect. So now, weapon, do not need. Legendary. Okay, so weapon, do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon. Weapons. Okay, so I believe that that is all this handled.
Our axes are the best.
Next, weapon, do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon. Oh, it would be so wonderful if we needed it, but we do not need. Weapon, do not need. Weapon. Do you have a garbage enough weapon? Yes, you do. You have particularly garbage offhand. So your offhand, I believe, is garbage. And oh, maybe not. The luck boost is better. Oh, never mind. This is just too low level. Okay. Weapon do not need. Weapon need. Weapon that we very much need. Okay. So, 2. Weapon is legendary. God, we found so many legendaries in this run already. Jeez. We're just, it is just raining legendaries. We've even got Yoruba, which is a very, very good.
There isn't any room.
It's a really good
Our axes are the best.
artifact to find. We were guaranteed to find an artifact there, but we were not guaranteed to find one that's useful. Usually we find a garbage one that isn't going to help us at all. Right? It's like we find a bow, we find some chain that isn't usable by any other characters in our party, we find a shield that we don't need. Like, we find a caster item that's kind of like really cool and useful for a class that we don't have. Right? There's a lot of stuff that can happen that is not getting something useful. Okay. This is...
There isn't any room. Our axes are the best.
But yeah, we're luckily clearing through our inventory fairly quickly here. I don't think we're going to need this, but we're going to hold on to it. 24 fire damage is actually enough to be better than what we've got equipped, and it's unlikely that we get all the way to level 40 without being able to find something better than that, but it's not a guarantee, right? And as long as it's not a guarantee, we are better off holding on to it for now. Okay, I think
Our axes are the
that
best.
might be it for weapons that we do not need. Are we ready to transition over to armor we do not need? This is armor we do not need, probably. How are our boots? Our boots are all reasonably decent. Do we have anybody who doesn't have a belt at all? Because it might not seem like it, but we are still early in the game. We don't have full sets of gear on everybody. Like, we don't have full ring slot equipped. Which is kind of crazy to think, but we don't. Let's see. We can do this on somebody. Except we can't because it's too high level. Identify item plus 1 on a ring. Do I want to do armor next? Yeah, I'm going to do armor next. Armor, do not need. Armor. Ooh, 40 endurance. No, because this gives us... We're going to focus on our spell damage. And ignore things that aren't spell damage unless... I think we're just going to sell this
I don't have the skill.
for now. We need to also keep an eye out for a repair item. This is really solid.
No room.
You know what? We will equip it.
I don't know how.
We will put our artifact into our artifact inventory and worry about it later. You have gauntlets. Does anybody not have gauntlets? Everybody has some gauntlets. These gauntlets are garbage. They do have intelligence on them. But I think that one thing that I can do, I'm not going to equip any items that don't boost either like an identify skill or something like that. Or so I'll hold on to this question mark. I don't need to hold on to this. I have a billion things that give me +3, and I don't think I need more than +3 for anything. So we will get rid of this. So basically, if it doesn't have personality, intellect, or some other stat-based effect on it, or rather spellcasting style effect, I think I can just ignore it. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go with this. This gives personality and accuracy. How are our cloaks? This gives speed and accuracy. We will replace your cloak with this. Sell this. We do not need this. This is just luck.
There isn't any room.
Okay, so we need to track down the armor store, which is over here, actually. They're not that close to each other. I should probably have gone to do sword for this. That's fine. So we'll sell this. Get that stuff sold. And you are set. You don't have anything that's armor that needs to be sold. This is 34 personality, which is quite a lot of personality. But not enough, I don't think, to be worth swapping over. So let's sell all this stuff. Virgin.
We can outfit you.
Okay. So, you can get rid of the armor that you have that we don't need. I'm going to actually throw these into inventory 1. Oh, that's the repair skill item. Okay, perfect. We have a repair ring that we didn't have equipped. Even though the character who has repair isn't even full on rings.
I can't fix it.
Okay, that's not enough to get the job done. We need to find more repair items. If we can get more repair items, I think we can get the job done. Because we can double our current repair skill.
Find someone else to fix it.
Which should be enough. Because doubling it is versus... So, at expert with double the base skill, we have a net ×4 on the skill. We only have a net ×3 on the skill with Master at 7, and Master at 7 is enough to do basically anything usually. So I think we'll be fine on that. Okay, next, this is armor we don't need. This is armor that is actually not bad. I don't think we're gonna... Oh, actually, this is a massive reduction in our durability, but we have established that we are prioritizing. We're prioritizing our damage. There's no damage stats on that helmet that we were wearing, so we will ignore that helmet. This would reduce our damage dealt a light tiny bit. No. You can't use cloaks. You already have a legendary. This is luck, endurance, and accuracy. This is a bunch of stats, including the caster stats. It allegedly reduces my damage output by a little bit, presumably by lessening my crit chance a little bit. But it does increase my base damage. I think I'm not going to allow myself to equip that for now. Eventually, we'll allow ourselves to equip gear. We're not going to go throughout the entire game and never allow ourselves to equip anything that reduces our DPS over what we've already got equipped. That would be insane. We're not going to do that. I am going to put this into our immunity / Uber gear inventory. And you are nope. You are a nope. You're a nope. You are a nope. Disarm +6. We will hold on to this as a skill item. Actually, we might just equip this. Are you the disarm person? Sure are. This gives a massive drop to our durability. I'm gonna hold on to this cloak. But we're probably not going to end up using it. This is not terrible, but everything else we have is legendary, basically, so I don't think we're going to need to equip something like this. That's a lot of int and accuracy, but it requires too high a level to be worth carrying around that long. That's a very high required level, considering that we're not even level 30 yet. Okay, we have 182 grand. We are getting up there in cash. This is fixed now. Okay, perfect. So Yoruba is fixed. We have the ability to fix Yoruba as long as we have that item equipped. So we can go back to your lower inventories. We'll throw these... We don't need to move these around, because we can do a Giga Sort once we finish getting rid of the armor. Okay, so yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a Giga Sort once we finish the armor. And then from there, we'll be able to figure out what we are doing for our other stuff. Endurance, intelligence, and might. The boost to all stats is probably better for you. You don't have a necklace. Where'd your necklace go? Didn't I just check and I had necklaces on? I don't have necklaces on everybody? Okay, we'll give you this endurance one for now. This is intelligence and might. That's not correct. Because this is a personality caster. We'll have to deal with that later. Sleep and unconsciousness immunity or luck and personality. We will put this on, and we will move this to the immunity inventory. This will go to the immunity inventory. This is personality and speed and accuracy. Oops, wrong inventory. Let's see. Might, endurance. This doesn't deserve to be in the immunity inventory, but I'm going to put it in there anyway, because that's a lot of hit points that we're getting rid of there. Okay. Unconsciousness and sleep immunity. And personality on a belt. We can easily check for this. It's not enough to be worth it. Okay. Let's see. Do this, do this, do this. Okay, we filled up another inventory. Yeah, we have made a decent bit of cash. Really... Ooh! Why did we not have these equipped on somebody? Jesus Christ, these are so good. I guess we could slap them on you? This is spell points that I kind of need. This is 37 int. Would I prefer... Yeah, let's put these on you. And this is not... This is a huge vitality upgrade for you. We are going to hold on to this temporarily, but we're probably not going to allow ourselves to use it. This is a lot of durability. Do we have anybody who has a durability hat that's garbage? I don't think we do. Can get rid of this. Get rid of this. Definitely don't need Arms Master right now. I think we can just toss this. I don't need to worry about it. Durability is not that critical for this party. Like, legitimately, it's not that critical. It's nice to be able to reach certain durability thresholds. But honestly, I'm probably going to be better off investing in other stats almost all the time rather than increasing my durability directly. It's obviously worth it in situations where I can get like a plus 20%. Like, some of this gear that I've got here would give me massive boosts to my durability for incredibly marginal costs to other things. But it's not that big a deal. We're having a fairly easy time with everything right now. So we probably don't need to worry about it too much. So we're going to go sell these weapons. Once we've sold these weapons, we can save the game. We now have over 200 grand, and we can do a Gigasort. So, once the Gigasort's completed, we have a bunch of weapons that were lying around somewhere. We have a bunch of armor that was lying around somewhere. And we need to start sorting this a bit. So, this is going in your inventory because it's a legendary. We have Grognark's Cutlass. We have this. And are any of these other weapons things that I need to hold on to? This requires 40 and investment. I'm not going to do both of those things. So we're going to sell this. We're going to go sell the armor in this inventory as well. It's amazing how much stuff you just miss. So this is Sleep and Unconsciousness, but this is not, and this is not. I don't know where those even came from. Okay, so next is inventory 2. Has a bunch of random bullshit in it that we don't need to worry about right now. We can sell this. This is chain. We can sell this chain. No idea where those chain items were hiding. No idea where this was hiding. Okay, those are for thinger. Don't need to worry about that for right now. Inventory 3. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell this. This is our wizard cap. Inventory 1. 53 spell points is pretty good. Not enough to worry about right now. Sleep Unconscious immunity, that's an immunity item. And we don't need to worry about inventory 2. Inventory 1 here has the warrior's fancy hat. This is a fancy hat. This is a really funny item to have. We have this fancy hat here that is actually extremely overpowered, as per usual. But as it says, fancy hats are for warriors. So, let's go over to inventory 5 to dump our stuff in. We need 47 for this. And honestly, for a level 47 item, this is pretty weak. We're going to need to do a lot of work on this to make this a particularly viable item. So killing a monster restores 10% of health and mana. We'll need to figure out who's going to get that. Later on, we'll have a better idea of who deserves that kind of stuff. We'll see how it goes. So, next on our agenda is going to sell the really obvious easy stuff, like the scrolls and the wands that we just absolutely do not need. We don't need scrolls, we don't need wands. We might be casters, but we're not filthy consumable users. Let's see. ID item. That is +6 water magic skill, which we're going to probably want to equip, actually. That is what I think we had equipped, now that I think about it. I'm going to not sell that yet. We will sell this and this. And Firebolt, Fire. And if I do a run where I'm taking, where I'm basically like treating it like a roguelike, I might even allow myself to use certain types of consumables. Like, it might be interesting to allow myself the usage of scrolls on a run like that. Like, to like really fully take the limiter off. That might be like a fun thing to do. So who's doing alchemy? You're doing alchemy, right? Yeah, you have Grandmaster Alchemy. I think vampires do too. So we have multiple characters who could get Grandmaster of Alchemy. What is the button for...
No room.
That's not what I needed. I don't remember what I don't remember what the button is, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, we have less... all of our stuff fits into just these inventories. Let's get our stuff where it belongs. We'll equip this for now. We don't need to have you equipping that. We don't need all of these immunity items, so at some point we'll have to go through our immunity items and work on them. Do we want to put items that we can't equip yet into that inventory? We probably should. That way we can just check that inventory when we're looking for equipment upgrades and stuff like that. I think that makes sense. And this has 35 spell points and plus 16 intellect. We will tag this onto you immediately. And then you are going to... I guess you'll equip this. For now. I have sleep and unconsciousness immunity on the character that is already immune to it, so that's cool. Let's see, I don't need to put this on you. I'll put it on you. Body resistance. This is solid. Speed. Water resistance. Alchemy plus 5. So we'll put that into this inventory for later. We have this, which I think I will probably just sell. I think I'm not going to worry about it. Let me take a look at what we've got in terms of materials here. We have a pretty decent number of crafting moonstones. We don't have any... Yeah, we don't have any items that would allow us to add effects to our gear, which is kind of interesting. I can just equip this. That gives us 11 speed, which is pretty decent, in addition to the endurance, which is great. Let's see. That's pretty solid. What was that thing that required 37? A little bit of HP and accuracy. I will do this just because my rings are not that good overall. And I think that that's sufficient for now. So what do we need to do now? We need to go to tomorrow. That's what we need to do. So we are going to just sleep at the inn because we're able to progress time at the moment. Because we need to get over there to turn in that quest. So with that quest turned in, we'll be heading back to Might and Magic 6. We'll be finishing up the Dragoon Stronghold.
Anchors away.
Everything will be a couple levels higher than the last time we were there. Let's see how much damage we take in the water now. Over time, we're going to start taking more and more damage in the water because our hit points are going to go up, but our regen is going to be going up very little. The amount that we're regenning is going to be a very slow boost compared to the other one. So, Anointed Herb Potion is somewhere, but I do not know where. Expert Air Magic. The other thing we can do while we're here is check... Oh, we need to check the Alchemist as well. I'm pretty sure there's an Alchemist here. Yes, there's an Alchemist right here. So let's save it up. We'll go with this, pop here, learn skills, identify monster is available. So we just saved. We're going to check identify monster with every character. And we can learn identify monster on you for Grand Mastery. And we can also get it on Goose. So I think maybe Goose. I think Goose is the way to go. So we're going to reload this. And we're going to get Identify Monster on Goose. Though, it makes a degree of sense to learn it on the same character that is Identify Item. We're going to do it on the Elementalist. We're not going to worry about it. So, Identify Monster is on this character. This person can now get this at GM. Or, well, they can get it at Mastery right now. And that will be good. We can probably get that up to Expert immediately. And I think the Anointed Herb Potion is actually not in town. I think that quest doesn't turn in here. Languid, I think, is on one of the other islands. Kilburn rescue Sherry. Okay. So we're going to pop over here. We're going to just do a wee bit of drowning. I don't think Languid is on this island. But yeah, we now need to get Ascension Expertise on our characters. We should probably get Bodybuilding Expertise at some point. But, again, it's probably not a real priority for me. So... Expert Plate. That is going to be useful, because that'll decrease the... I'm pretty sure that I have this, right? Yes. Okay. Expert Body. So we can get Expert Body on you at some point. We should probably do that once we get... Actually, we can start investing into Body, Mind, and Spirit now. If we want, I think that is a reasonable thing to invest in, though it might make more sense to invest into Plate first. Now, this is the spellcaster party. We're gonna just do Expertise in the magic. Because it is magic. Right, I think they're in these huts, actually. Eventually I'm going to be right. Eventually we're going to get to the right person. If we just keep going, oh, actually I think it's this. Eventually we'll be right. That's how it works. There you are. Okay, so Antidote gets us to 10, which is... overkill. We didn't want to get that much. But that's a lot of EXP. A shocking amount of EXP. Okay, so that's done. We can now go back to... yeah, I don't think we have another quest to turn in at the moment. Because that other quest is going to require going through that dungeon. Okay. So we're done here. We're now heading back to Might and Magic 6, I believe. Yes, we're heading back to Might Magic 6. In Might Magic 6, we're going to finish the Dragoon Stronghold, and then maybe do Corligan's Estate. That seem reasonable to people? Oh, it was the wrong character, isn't it? It sure is. You know, maybe keep people alive, huh? Maybe. So let's go finish up the Dragoon Stronghold. We're not going to be able to finish it up today, but we can make some good progress in the Dragoon Stronghold today, I think. We're now going to be massively more powerful, right? We got those levels that we were holding on to during the Stronghold itself. We're also going to have a lot of loot to get in that dungeon, because we didn't even loot all of the areas that we had cleared, I think. So
Come aboard. Anchors away.
pop back to Ravenshore, pick up in New Sorpigal. We need to pick up not learning, but it's in the place where we would get learning. We can't pick up Identify Monster Expert because we don't have the skill for it yet, unfortunately. But we should be good to go. Once we finish that up, we will probably... I don't know how much experience we're going to get from that and the quests. So there's going to be at least one quest that we get finished from doing that. So we will see what happens. Save the game. And we've probably got another level available too now, right? Yeah, we have 2 levels available to grab whatever we want. It's 8 a.m. It would honestly be optimal to probably do that, but we're not going to. We're going to go into the Dragoon Stronghold with 20 more food, and that way I don't have to constantly come back out of the dungeon and stuff like that. I think that's the way to do it, but I think we don't need to do anything else here. Unless we want to... Do we want to pick up any self-magic? You have access to all of these... You know what? Let's do it. This is a spellcaster run. We should have spells. We should have every spell that's available to us. We should pick them all up. Anything that's an expert level spell, we should be picking up as soon as possible. It's more important to do that than to get Expert Ascension. Not because Expert Ascension isn't important, which by the way, I just forgot that I need to go pick that up. Don't even worry about it. This is more important anyway. So, you can pick up every mind spell that you have available here, which is to say, none. You already have all these spells, I believe. Remove Fear, Cure Paralysis. You don't have Charm. Do we want to buy Charm? Does it matter if we want to buy Charm? We don't have... Oh! We can see if we've learned it or not. That's amazing. Okay. You are virtually giving that away, actually. Okay, so... We have not learned Charm. This costs 8,500. We're buying it. And... That's done. So you are all set. And I think we will pick up the other spells for Junglefowl. Junglefowl... We'll pick up the level 1 versions of these. Pick up Mind Blast. We don't need it, but we're going to pick it up. And we already have that spell. We don't have Charm, but we can't cast it now, so we're not going to do it. Next, Spirit. Remove Curse is not learned, but you're not the one who could learn it anyway. You already have Remove Curse. You already have Preservation. So the only thing that we'd be learning is Bless, which we don't need. Fate, which we don't need. Oh, wait, Fate we do. Fate increases crit chance for the party. And crit chance is a thing that we do need. So we have 2 copies of Fate. One for you and one for you. So, Fate increases our crit chance. That'll be useful. I had forgotten that there were buffs that I actually cared about. So body resistance is... We can get Cure Poison, which we apparently haven't learned. We get body resistance. Do you have body resistance? Nope. So 2 copies of body resistance. We can learn heal. We can learn harm. We can't get expert with you. We don't have regeneration learned. We'll pick that up too. Cure weakness. Pretty clutch. 2 copies of cure weakness. I'll take it.
That will be useful.
Cure poison, regeneration, body resistance.
That will be useful.
Well, I might be able to use
Okay, so now we have some actual spells for these people to cast. This gives me might and body resistance. Don't need to worry about the might aspect of it. Let's see. We can cast Bless, but Bless is not useful for us. This doesn't factor into our life. In terms of body spells, we could cast Regen. We don't really need it, I don't think. We don't need Harm at the moment. Cure is something that we might use at some point, but probably not much. But we do have Cure Poison, which will be pretty useful. We have Charm, which could be fun to use if we decide to use it at some point. Mind gives us personality, so that would be useful for these two, but it's not going to be enough of a boost, I don't think, to bother with at the moment. There might be certain circumstances where I'm going to bother with it. Most likely, I'm going to cast most of these kinds of spells with Jungle Fowl, if we're being honest. Jungle Fowl's probably not going to have a huge amount of SP usage later on, though I could be wrong on that, because Jungle Fowl doesn't have a very big SP pool to play with. So Jungle Fowl might end up not wanting to do... The other thing is that I don't need all of those buffs, so it makes more sense to fixate on the single target versions, I think, than to do the... to focus on the individual ones rather than the light magic versions. We'll figure it out as we go. It'll depend. So we have water walking active. We can turn that off. We don't need to be paying for a spell that we don't need to pay for. Okay, so we're going to open up this door.
Ready to use.
Do we want to cast stone? I think we're going to cast Stone Skin. This will pretty sizably boost my durability, and hopefully allow me to survive. Okay, this was a bad idea. I'm going the wrong direction. Okay. So I think our relative power level to these has accelerated at least a bit. I don't know about durability. We'll see. We're obviously doing a lot more damage than we were before, but they're also a higher level than they were before. I think we're doing a lot more damage. Okay. The cassowary is not scaling that quickly. So cassowary, I think, is going to get continuously weaker relative to the rest of the party. Certainly until we get dragon up to like mastery and stuff like that. So we don't have the next set of enemies detected yet. I don't really know where I'm going. Okay, I opened this door but didn't actually kill the enemies in here. We're probably gonna die here. We might be okay. Okay, we're perfectly fine for now. So, 239 is a decent bit. Okay, we actually can't... God, our regen is so bad now. You're still unconscious. Let's see here. don't like the fact that we've got this one stuck in this room. It would be nice to... Okay, I don't think I can shoot through the door directly, but can I shoot in an angle that gets me through that door? Let's cast Sparks. Okay, that's no. That did not do what I needed to do. I could just jump down and try it. Let's try it. You know, if I had hit that target with those initial hits, I think it would have been fine. Okay, we need to save when we're in here. We have the ability to save so many times. We should start doing it. We didn't need to pull that entire room all at once, so.
Ready to use.
Okay. That's a concern. I'm gonna swap to Fireball, actually.
Ready to use.
Damn, I killed myself with the Fireball, actually. That went pretty good, though. Okay, we're gonna swap to Fireball here, because I think Fireball's the way to go for right now. We I think got knocked unconscious and not killed, and then we hit ourselves with a Fireball and actually finished ourselves off. Let's see. Open this up. But yeah, the nice thing about the Fireball is it does good damage because it's hitting multiple targets. But the more important thing about the Fireball is that, whoops, I just killed that with a normal set of attacks because I'm a dope and pressed the wrong button. I'm not going to worry about it. It didn't have that much to trade. Okay. But yeah, I do have less damage throughput now. Or not damage. I have less sustain than I actually did the previous time I was in here. My characters need to get up to Master Meditate to be able to manage the fact that they now have their max mana reduced by a dramatic amount, and they are they're using more expensive spells than before. So we could, if we wanted, like, slowly pull this room, right, by doing this. We could also pull the room a little bit piecemeal, but not, like, completely crazily piecemeal. I assume you'll come out if I maneuver around enough, right? Okay, well, you know, you'll figure it out eventually. Oh god, there's a brigand here. Oh god, why are you here? Okay, luckily the person who's unconscious is the person who would kill everybody, so we're fine. Oh, you are not dead. Okay, now you are. We're fine. So, let's set F to our heal, I guess. Actually, do I want to cast regen? I don't have enough mana to cast regen. That's actually a pretty good heal. Okay, we can do this on F. Yeah, that's fine. For, like, an out-of-combat heal, that's perfectly respectable. I'm actually going to swap to Sparks again, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of tight quarters. Okay, easy peasy. I assume that there's more in here. There's at least one more. I assume that I haven't pulled more than like one enemy in this pack. Huh. I feel like that could go where I just... Yeah, okay. We're fine. So we got the Thug. Grab this. What new spell is this?
This item's weak.
Remove
This
curse.
item's weak.
Ooh, that was...
This item's weak.
Where'd you go? "51 hit points is a lot of hit points to have on a ring. So you have fewer hit points. We're throwing this to you. Have fun with it. Okay, so now we're going over here. We have the area where there's going to be enemies respawning behind us when we open a door, I believe. Over here. So let's pop to here. We're going to save the game. And then we're going to walk into here. We're going to open the door. Okay. So you can cast Firebolt.
Ready.
But you can't get Ascension, so I don't have to worry about over-investing into that. The mana problems that you're going to have are just mana problems that you're always going to have. I don't need to worry about you for the most part. Okay, you were walking in a weird way. I need to get, like, shared life and stuff. Okay. This is already open. We will go in there and hit that switch, and then I think there's going to be enemies spawning behind me. Jesus! That's not a switch. That's an elevator. Okay, so I don't actually know how I'm going to handle this. Oops. Okay. Is it just going to be... Okay, there is a brigand in this pack. I'm going to back away. I don't know why I thought that this was a... This is a different setup than I thought it was. I guess we are going to... Did we loot the items here? Let's do this. If I haven't already, I have. So next is we're going to go down and deal with the oozes, I guess. Do I want to deal with them by charging at them where they are? I think yes. I think I'm going to fight the oozes where they are rather than fight them elsewhere. So I think we have cleared the thing. It's 12 p.m. we're not going to be finishing by 5. So we have plenty of time to finish, I think. So we're going to go ahead and save here, because we haven't made a huge amount of progress, but we have taken a bunch of time to putter around. Okay, so we got too close to a shadow enemy. Okay, that's done. Okay, cast where he does 335, 4 lethal. That is a whole ass boss. And I would love for the boss to approach me. Oh, wow. That thing melted. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, our DPS relative to the enemy HP has definitely skyrocketed. Oh, okay. And I think our durability is probably a little bit higher, but not like a ton. Acid Burst does 500 damage. There we go. So we tag the next ooze. Never mind, it's just chilling in the corner there. There's a boss in here. We saw it last time. Unfortunately, we can't see it on the map when we get... Basically, if we're peeking in this room, we won't know when we've peeked too far. So let's just dive. This is going to go real badly for me, probably. Yep, it did. Called it. I called it. So there were a lot in that room, and I was just not hitting them with any of my projectiles. So there's like way more in this room than I thought there would still be in this room. So I'm actually going to dive out here. We're going to swap over to Fireball.
Ready to use.
Okay, this is concerning. Please don't hit me. Oh boy! Okay, we didn't die yet. Operative word is yet. We got the 2 characters who can technically survive that. Woo! Okay. Exciting stuff. Okay, that one's dead. We just need it to not kill us after it's already dead. No. Ouch. Wow. Nice. Okay, that one's toast. Okay, this one's attacking. Dodging the attack. Dodging the attack a 3rd time. Oh, right, we can just shoot a fireball straight down the hatch, and it'll hit them if they are nearby. Okay, we need to dodge this. Keep dodging it. Looks like it reflected back down the wall. Oh, that's the shadow. Okay, so this one is here. So, Corrosive Ooze is down. We have the Shadow here. Okay, so how am I going to deal with you? Potentially I'm not, but we'll see. There we go, we got it in. We got it. Okay, we got it loaded. So, we should be able, if we can get it loaded into this corridor, to do some good work. Let's figure out where it is. And can we get you loaded by going over here? I don't know if I can. And we can't track the trajectory of the thing as long as we're near it. So we're going to want to make sure that we are like fully just pulling out each time we do this. We should swap from Fireball to things like Lightning Bolt. We should also cast Shield. We're not going to, but we should. We should be casting Shield right now. Okay. And this is going pretty well, I think. It hasn't been aggressively casting at me, so... And that is dead. So, we're now in the green. We can loot the body. Get a large shield. We can save the game. And it... Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Well, okay. Well, it's 1:05. I didn't notice the time. So, we are going to end things here for now. We aren't going to be able to clear out the rest of this dungeon. I will take a look at the things that I picked up so that people don't have to wait until tomorrow. Nothing of particular interest has dropped so far. We're not going to save after having done that so we'll be able to re-identify them tomorrow. But that's going to be it for today. So thank you everyone for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. Sorry about being a little bit late this morning. It just took me longer to get ready than it should have. There's just no excuse, right? I didn't wake up that late. It just was like, okay, well, I'm just taking forever to do everything. So that's it for today. Later, folks.